Hello, it's Claire from Come Back Brighter. Now, this is the next in my series in what to expect when you go no contact. And here we're going to talk about basically words and actions, okay? Because it is people's truths that are shown by their actions, okay? So words are really easy. So every single narcissist will know exactly the right words to use to like reel you in, to like make you feel like you're close, to make you feel like they're what you want them to be. Okay, they use all the words, but it's the truth that comes about through their actions. Okay, their actions really reveal the truth about their heart. Okay, so sometimes what happens is we get so like blinded, I suppose, by our desperation to feel that we're loved by this person, that we can't actually see the truth in their actions. Okay, we can't actually see how they really feel about us. Okay, and what will happen is they will do something that's just like not abusive, but we will think it's because they love and care for us, but it's not that. It's just not abusive. And we'll cling on to those things. Okay, we'll cling on to those as like proof and evidence of the fact that they love and care for us. Okay, and it's not in a normal and healthy relationship, those things that they do that we perceive as love but just not abuse are just what normal behavior is in a loving relationship. And then they do other things as well to show that they love on top of that. Okay, so it's like our expectations from people are so much lower, and we do put on like the rose tinted glasses and choose just to see the things that we think prove that they love us. Okay, and because the problem is really hard, it's really hard, and it's heartbreaking to consider that this person that you think loves and cares for you doesn't. That's not easy. That's really hard, really difficult thing to process. Because in our minds, we think that they care about us. They do things that aren't abusive, and we take that as love, and they act like the person that we want them to be. Okay, and both of those things are deliberate to keep us involved with them, keep us connected with them, keep us as a target for their abuse. Okay, so they do these things, and so we believe that they love us, and then we see their actions, and their actions are so completely contradictory to the way that we think that they feel about us. They're opposite. So we think, oh, they love and care for us, but actually that all their actions are showing really that they don't like us, maybe hate us, they want to cause us pain, they enjoy seeing us sad, you know, just completely contradictory to what we believe. So I have a tip here that might help you if you're stuck in this particular stage. Okay, now it's called cognitive dissonance, when what you believe is different than the way people are acting, than like the reality, if you like. Okay, and your mind kind of can't cope with two very contradictory ideas. Okay, and the belief versus the reality, because they're so completely opposite to each other. So if you're struggling with this, okay, then what I suggest is you get a piece of paper, and on one side you write actions, and then a line down the middle of the piece of paper and you write words. Okay, and then you just write down the things that they've actually done, okay, on one side, and then the words that they said. Okay, so for example, if I was doing this, right, when it came to my parents, now I had a miscarriage back in 2008, and my parents were on holiday at the time, and this was like before mobile phones are like they are now. So or my parents didn't have a phone or something. So communication with them was quite difficult. And what they'd do is they'd phone on like a weekly basis. So they'd phone at a certain time, or they'd message and say they're going to phone at a certain time, and then we'd speak. So there was a bit of a gap between me having the miscarriage and then me speaking to my parents. And for that whole time, I was like, they're going to come straight back. They'll pack up their bags. They'll just pack everything up, and they'll just get then they'll be contacting me and saying, we're on the ferry on this day as soon as we can. We've got this ferry. This is the earliest ferry that we can get. Or they'll just go and they'll drive to the port and they'll just hit the ferry at the right time, and then they'll be back to me as soon as possible. And when I spoke to them, my mother's reaction was, I asked first of all to speak to my mum, and it was just like I was just telling her it's sunny today or it's raining. There was no reaction whatsoever. And then I was kind of like waiting to hear her say, oh, you know, blah, blah. And I can't remember if they had a discussion or if they came back to me later or whatever it was, but they said they were going to see out the rest of their holiday. They were going to have the rest of their holiday, which was another 2 or 3 weeks afterwards. So their holiday was more important than consoling me. So, however, previous to this, my father in particular had always said, for the whole of my life, we will always support you. We will always look after you. We'll always be here for you. But yet, the only time I really needed them, they weren't there. Their holiday was more important. So in this case, I would say their actions was they carried on their holiday after my miscarriage, and the words, oh, we will always support you, and all the rest of it. Now, the idea is not, I don't want to cause you like excessive pain or sadness or anything like this, but the problem is you can get stuck in cognitive dissonance for a very long time. And all that's really doing is delaying your healing process. Okay, and that's why I'm doing these videos, because what I want to do is I want to accelerate your healing process, because no contact is only the start. You've got so much to process after no contact. Okay, so write down this list. Okay, now this is a bit like my no contact list, but slightly different. My no contact list is all the list of all the horrible things that they've done and a list of all the good things they've done, which you can do as well. Now that gets rid of the guilt. Now, this is to work through the cognitive dissonance. This is where your belief is different than the reality that you're seeing in front of you when it comes to your parents. And I think it really helps, because it really, really helps you to see that's the words they use and that's their actions in black and white, written down, your personal experiences. Okay? And even if you just write it out and never look at it again, I hope that it starts the process of like just breaking through that cognitive dissonance, because that can hold you back for a long time. That can delay the start of the healing process whilst you're stuck in this really uncomfortable place for your mind where it goes, yeah, but they weren't there for me when I had my miscarriage. Yeah, but they said they'd always look after me and support me. It doesn't work, does it? It doesn't. They're not the same. So it's just proof, really, in a way, that words are easy for the narcissist, and it's their actions that show the truth. And it also really helps to see what they've actually done, the hurtful things that they've done, written down in black and white. It doesn't help. It doesn't help because it hurts. It doesn't help because it's painful, but it helps you to see the reality of what you're dealing with. Because if you're at the beginning of no contact and you've got an engulfing narcissist, you've got someone who was really involved in your life and really you spend a lot of time with and a lot of contact with, they're not just going to let you disappear into the sunset. They might punish you with a silent treatment for a little while, but they can't help themselves. They'll want to be getting involved again in your life. And they will be using all the words. By which I mean, they will be trying all their manipulation tactics through their words to get you to get back in contact with them again. And if you can go, well, hang on a minute. If they can say all the words, if they can say, oh, yeah, but I love you and I care for you. But you can look at your list and you go, well, they said that they were going to support me, but they weren't there for me when I had my miscarriage. Then how do I know that I can believe their words when they say they love me and care for me? It strengthens you. This is why I'm saying to do this, to strengthen you. So you see it. The sooner you see it, the better. Because there's a lot to process. There's an awful lot to process with this. So write down that list. Actions versus words, okay? And go until you feel you've seen enough, right? So go with what the things they've done. Go with the list of words that they've said until you feel like exhausted. Oh, that's enough. I've done 4 pages. That's enough. I've done 1 page. That's enough. I don't need to go any further. I can see it. I can see the difference between their words and their actions. See, the other thing I think as well that's essential to the healing process is when we have a distorted idea of what love is. And because of the act that the narcissist puts on, we also have a kind of distorted idea of what people are. So what I invite you to do is, whoever this is concerning, so whatever role they were to you, so what qualities do you expect of a good father? What qualities do you expect of a good mother? How do you expect a good wife to act? What do you think makes a good husband? Write these things down. And then maybe what you could do is you could refer to your actions and words list and see, hang on, a good man wouldn't do that. A good father would come back from his holiday when his daughter has a miscarriage. And that will help you to understand. It will help you to realize the qualities that you're looking for in people, not the qualities that you're not looking for. And you'll soon work out from people's words and their actions, do they tally up? Because that's the most important thing. Do they tally up? And then they're genuine and sincere if their words say they care about you and they show it consistently, not just once, not just because they buy you flowers because you had an argument once, but they consistently show love and respect and care for you in their words and their actions. And they have the qualities that you're looking for. Because the other thing as well, if you've got a distorted idea of what a father's like, that can give you a distorted idea of what your husband can be like and what men in general are like. And the same with a mother. It all distorts if you don't actually think about what it is that what you'd like from a good mother or a good father or a good husband or a good wife. And then that extends to friends that are girls or males or whatever it is. I hope that this helps. If you need me, I'm here for you. Please reach out, either comment here or contact me at Clare, CLARE, comebackbrighter@gmail.com. Bye.